It's May 19th, 2022. I solved the complementarity, y'all. And it's 7:51 a.m. I'm at Trader Joe's. Waiting for it to open to go get a little bit of homelessness sustenance. And then download cheap. I solved the complementarity. I offer a better hypothesis for the fact that quantum mechanics behaves differently than Newtonian mechanics. I solved with the complementarity. This whole particle-wave duality situation, in which we're certain that subatomic world operates as waves, and the Newtonian world operates as particles. What if? We've just never been bothered to look for the wave functionality of stuff, of bodies. Of course, thinking is waves. What has went wrong is that we just haven't adjusted our science or our brains. We're a very seeing is believing species right now. At bioelectricity, biomagnetism, bioelectromagnetism. Let's start with bioelectricity to start. The woo stuff is explained by biomagnetism. But we'll get to that. I can't start you out with advanced. I got to start you with bioelectricity. In and of itself, the compound word bio-electricity saves your life. Makes your life meaningful. Your own meaning. Not an external meaning, not a collective meaning. Bioelectricity is your own thoughts, your own memories, your own lived experiences, transduced through this pinnacle of evolution body that you're operating. You get everything all lined up correctly, and the universe makes utter sense. It's very logical. What's going on right now in contemporary cutting-edge science is not very logical. String theories and dark energy. The complementarity solves the erroneous mind-body duality of the Cartesian split. As in, it's a coin. Complementarity, wave-particle duality, is a quanta behaves both as a wave and a particle. That's where our thought processes has to be when we're trying to explain things. The big gap is simply that we have not been asked to use our science to look at the real world in terms of electromagnetic functionality. Because electricity is invisible. So is magnetism. We are seeing as believing culture, and chemistry, biochemistry, does things that we can see on microscopes. We got all up in the microscope, and we have this faulty, flawed, and fraudulent belief from stuff. Take stuff apart, you get down to the elementary, and you put stuff back together, and it will mostly, if you did the recomposition correctly, work as it did before you took it apart. Life doesn't work from one moment to the next moment in exactly the same way, especially in the electricity and the thoughts. Chemistry-wise, it's all very redundant. You got a scientific process, which is a scientific problem. The philosophical method solves all the scientific problems we've got, because the scientific method is really good at finding all the things in the universe that are reproducible. What is not as yet reproducible is the rare preciousness of each and every single one of the 7.9 billion humans across every nook and cranny of Earth. All right, that's been my apex intellecting for this morning. Bit of giraffing. Tesseracting, in the language of Madeleine L'Engle. Yes, from A Wrinkle in Time. Tesseracting is when I'm just surfing a wave of wisdom straight through. Now, this is not to say that there isn't still to be scientifically uncovered processes that transition wave particlenesses. Might not just be consciousness, it's mostly consciousness. But there could be. I'm excited to get some scientists actually asking the right questions so they can find the right solutions. Because where they're going right now, it's all fantasy. I live and think on Earth. Dare to be the only one right now. Being in love with every monkey mind chatter that crosses your mind. This is nirvana, and is available to you from this moment on. Now, you probably have to optimize your body to be able to process this much blissful, pleasurable bioelectricity. In our culture, what we like about sex the most, seriously, is the release, the ending. In other cultures, and I'll just throw out the word tantra, it's very much like trance. The process of being in pleasure, the entirety, the whole process is significantly more energetic, lengthy, and overall healing. Having sex be this race to the release versus having it be a process that should be enjoyable in every aspect. This is why our culture, society, our economic system is failing. All 7.9 billion humans, everyone that manages to get born, deserves to have a civilization that cares for them. Should they get sick, encounter a toxic mold exposure, there should be some place they can go. They shouldn't be just decided, you voted off the planet. Especially because they're the apex intellect in something. Just because I'm the apex intellect, no qualification needed. Everyone else is an apex intellect in their own special expertnesses. I'm just an expert in generalizing. Synthesizing more specifically, because I think you have some mental judgments about being a generalist. Synthesizing the expertness of experts into wisdom. That's my little niche. Harmony, the complementarity. This is what quantum physics has proven, which is the wave particle conundrum, we think. What if it's not a conundrum, and all that's missing is that we haven't been asked to build a science where we look into the wave properties of all of the stuff from the atomic upwards. Exists. Promise. Harmony.